Hello, and welcome to this episode of the MDOT Contract Management Academy. My name is Lorian Lipton. This video series explains contract management topics and how to apply them in the real world in just a few minutes.
Contract management, time and schedule management. First, contract time. The duration of the contract, right? When you read your contract, the actual contract has a start. That's the start date, not the date it was signed, but the notice to proceed, right? Your contract professionals send a notice to proceed to the contractor. You as the contract manager should be copied on that notice to proceed. If you weren't, you should get a copy that says, hey, you can start. Okay. That's different. The contract date is different than the performance date, which is the notice to proceed, right? Till they end their performance. So you want to understand the maximum time for execution on your contract. Then you have the contract schedule, right? That schedule is usually provided by the contractor who's doing the work, and they say, we're going to be completed with this task by X. This is the baseline for your deliverables. When you're filling out, okay, your register, and you want to understand, okay, your total time. You have your budget in there, right? And now you understand in April, they're going to deliver this. In May, they're going to deliver this. And this is what it's going to cost. And if they didn't deliver it, okay, then the schedule may have delays. Your job as the contract manager is to monitor and maintain the work items to ensure they're meeting the schedule that's in the contract as planned. Which brings us to my next point. Managing change and scope in time, right? Those of you that have been in my classes know contract managers don't have ink in their pen. So you need to ensure you go to your procurement professionals and make sure that your procurement officer understands that scope is creeping, right? They're doing all these things that weren't in the plan. The time is creeping. It's taking them too much time. And don't forget, time is money. Every day on a job is money, right? So our job is to ensure the money on our contracts isn't wasted. That's really what we're managing, right? We're managing the citizens' money and make sure that that scope and time isn't creeping, because that's our job. And then finally, to ensure contract provisions. Ensure that additional costs, liquidated damages, right? If there's a big delay and it's the fault of the contractor, not of MDOT, right? Then maybe there's additional costs and maybe your procurement, that's written in your contract. What did your contract say about that? What's being applied? And you should be checking what's being applied. You know, this is not something the contract manager assesses, but you're part of that team, and you need to bring in your procurement professionals and your legal professionals to ensure contract provisions are being met. Time and schedule management is the key to contract success. The more you understand what's planned and what the schedule is, the more successful you're going to be.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Contract Management Academy. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel playlist. Until next time, I'm Lorian Lipton. Stay well and keep learning.